Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Adventures with Joe. My name is Joe, or Joseph. Actually, I go by Joseph more. I am starting this channel. This is my first video ever, and I decided what better way to start it than to go out in Kansas on a river looking for agates. So I wanted to look around a little bit first to see if I could find any to start with, just so you don't have to sit here and wait and wonder. So I brought my long distance spectacles along, and I actually already found one. So it's right here. It's a little bit ugly, but maybe with a little bit of tumbling, a little bit of cleaning or cutting, it would look pretty cool. But it's a nice size actually, especially considering this area. Most of the gravel, the larger gravel, is around this size and smaller, and it just gets smaller and smaller and smaller. So pretty excited about this start, and we'll see what else we have. It's a little bit cloudy today, as you can see, but we're gonna have some fun. My goal also is to only take home agates and not every single cool rock that I find. But I'll also be taking home, I have 2 bags to put rocks in. I'll be taking home as much glass as I can, because there's tons of glass in this area, as you can see. It's not usually that big, but there's lots of little pieces of glass and stuff, so I want to bring home at least like a bag full of glass just to kind of clean up the river a little bit. But yep, and I'll just keep looking. I also brought along my little rock finder. She finds all kinds of rocks and eats them. Not really. But just over here, I already have half a bag full of trash and glass. But just over here is a little one sitting here. I always say I look for rocks that look like chewed up gum. The other day I was looking and I picked a piece of rock up that looked like chewed up gum, and it was chewed up gum. So that was pretty gross. But anyhow, you can't win them all. But this one's pretty cool looking, nice and blue. It's not very sunny out today, as I said, but yep, keep looking. I found a nice little gravel bar here, so I'm gonna do a time lapse of me looking over the whole thing. Alright, I didn't find any agates on that at all, but I found a whole bunch of glass. About half of that was what I found. There's like 20 pieces in there just from this one little bar. And then I also found, oh hello! Nope, you can't touch that. That's glass. Nice try. Anyways, I found some cool rocks, like I said I wouldn't. There's this guy, has some potential once it's clean. We'll see what that looks like. There's a bit of this, which I'm not sure is possibly like chert or jasper or something. I'm not sure, but it's got that cool little line running through it. This one's got some depth to it when you lick it. See? But there's not enough light really to see. This one's got some cool formations. That one, kind of, whatever. This one was red. And this one, I like the black and the clear that kind of go together there. That's pretty fun. That's what I found. I'm gonna keep looking. Oh, she just walked over a little baby agate. And whatever this is, it's just plain white. And that one's got some thing going on. Picking up some glass, and this guy was sitting right there on the top. A little bit rough, but might have some good colors in there. There's not as much red. A lot of the agates in this area have a lot of red on them. This one doesn't have much red. 2 feet away from the last one I just found and I just picked this one up, so if it looks like it's just sitting here, it's because I picked it up and put it back down, is this guy. That looks interesting. So it's got some blue in there and a white, and it's not focused. There we go. But that, I have no idea what that is. It's cool though. Is it see-through? It is a little bit see-through, but there's no sunshine at all. So. Yeah, what do you think? I turned around from videoing her runny nose and saw this guy, which looks exactly like that piece of gum I tried to pick up the other day. But this is actually not gum, thankfully. It's bright red though. Just to prove that I am in fact on a river. Here's the river, but the gravel around the river is so small that you kind of gotta look in the old riverbeds in order to find any bigger gravel, because the riverbeds have been washed a little bit by the rain, so it's kind of filtered it all down into bigger chunks. And this tiny little pea gravel. Use my finger for reference. Everything's really small. But it is a nice river. It's a nice area with nice people. She found her first agate. Yep, that sure is. Can you flip it over? Does it look the same on both sides? It does. Very cool. It looks like chewed up gum. What do you think? I agree. Nice. Looks like some sun-dried tomato maybe. What did you feel when you found your first agate?
Great sense of accomplishment.
Great accomplishment. This one always feels great accomplishment, even though she's holding a spike ball in her hands.
Ouch.
Yeah. A lot of this area is really sandy, so I gotta look for like little patches that look like this. And even in this tiny little patch, there's like 3 pieces of glass, just in a small amount here. But I was looking in here, and I saw this guy. He's big, he's yellow, kind of ugly colored, but there's definitely something going on there. It's a nice big piece too. So, take a closer look at him under better lighting later. Found one right here. Found one that is kind of ugly looking on the outside, but it's got some nice coloring in there. A little bit see-through a little bit. Tastes a little bit funny. We'll see what that looks like cleaned up. Made it back to the house, and I found a few more that I didn't really get footage of. It was getting cold, so we left. But I managed to not find too many other rocks. We've got mostly agates here and some interesting things, and then some other rocks that I thought were interesting. Like, for example, actually, this one has some crystal on it that you can't really see in this light, but that whole thing is some sort of like druzy crystal. Some other ones, anyways, these are cool. So I think my favorite ones, I've got some water there. Everything looks cool in the water. I'll show my least favorite first. This big guy, I'm gonna probably cut it. It's big enough to cut, so I'm gonna cut it and kind of see what I can find in there. I got this big guy, which is agate. You can kind of see it there. It's a little bit rough. Not sure what I can do with it. I may try to like slice it along this edge or something. We'll see. This one's my favorite, and I'll show you why. It's got, well, that white on it, it's orange when you look through it. So, I found one of these before. But this one's pretty cool as well. I've got one polishing right now. I'm going to show you some of the polished rocks that I've got going at the moment. This guy, pretty good. This guy's a little bit rough. We'll see what it looks like running through the tumbler for a while. Got another ugly colored one, but it's got some depth to it, a little bit of mossiness maybe. So I'm actually new to this area, and I'm not quite exactly familiar with everything that's here. This one I thought was interesting. It's not an agate, but it is like a conglomerate kind of thing. And then it almost looks like a geode type thing with the crystals going on inside. They're very attached. This guy, which is the one that Brianna found, another little red one that looks like chewed gum. Yum. This one I found on my way out. Pretty cool. I like all that banding in there. A little bit of red on the back. But yeah, I always try when I'm like leaving. I'm like, I gotta find one more. And that's the one I found on the way out. So, pretty cool. And that one's really brown. But I don't know if I would say that's an agate with full confidence. And then these are just little tiny guys. The only reason I think this is an agate is because of the red on it, but I haven't seen any banding or anything, so it's a little bit hard to tell. But I'm going to show you some of the ones that are polished. This one, I think I actually found in another state. So I just moved to Kansas 2 months ago or so. Yeah, look at that. That is gorgeous. Anyways, I just moved to Kansas a couple months ago, and I love being outside, so kind of set out to go outside. And I know that found out there's some agates in the area, and that's why I've gone for these. So this one, not sure what you'd call it, if you'd call that mossy agate or something else. I will be learning kind of more. This is the first big one that I found, and I actually ended up cutting it quite a bit because it was real ugly. It had all that brown on it. It's kind of hard to see, but I gave it some slices on the saw and then stuck it in the tumbler to polish up a bit. I was pleased to find a lot of these really clear ones. I think those are really cool. I'm gonna clean these up and then pick out the best ones, then I'll show you them. All right, I pulled them out. Most of them. There's still some in there. They're cool, but yeah, whatever. They're not agates. This one's not an agate either, but really, really liked the colors on that. The black, the reds, the orange, the white, whatever, everything going in there. This one is an agate, obviously. Really cool banding. Polish is coming out nice. This is only stage 2 of polish, so there's still a couple more stages to go. That's why they're wet, so that they look like they're finished. Yep, cool colors going on. A little bit of kind of browns and stuff in there, but that's fine. This is another one of those orange ones, like that other one I found. You can see just how like bright orange it is, and then you look here, it's a little bit less orange. So this one actually almost looked black when I first found it. I really like these. They're not agates, I don't think, but they're stripy. I found a few of those. Nice little, almost looks like lace. There's a green one that I found, and that it's not very see-through, but it's cool. All right, this one, just cool colors, obviously. That one's interesting. And these are all polishing different, so they're probably a little bit different hardnesses. Polishing. Something else there, a little mossy. And then these are just kind of random agates too that I found. So that, I think, will do it. I'm gonna go ahead and get these set up for another round of polishing. Those are the ones from today, so they look pretty rough. And let's see, probably this one looked somewhat like this one to start with. Well, you know, different shape, but they smooth up pretty nicely. So that's gonna be it. So thank you all for watching. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoy this kind of content. There will be more coming out, and I will catch you all in the next video.